Are you wondering what to text your ex after the no contact period? Well, in this video, I'm going to share some tips to ensure you know exactly what kind of text to send your ex, and I'm going to ensure that they write you back and start chasing you down like a dog on raw meat. Hey YouTube, Brad Browning here. Now, before I get into these tips, it's important to note what the no contact period is and why it works. If you don't know too much about it, I have dozens of videos on this very topic, so be sure to check those out later. But in short, you need to make sure that you ended the interaction with your ex on good terms. Now that means you didn't have a huge argument or tiff before entering the no contact period, and you need to ensure that your ex feels as neutral as possible towards you. And during the no contact phase, you should be engaging in activities that will make your ex wonder about you. And that means using social media and using mutual friends to your advantage to stir up some jealousy and emotions to make them regret breaking up with you. And again, I cover all of this in more depth in some of my other videos, so if you're interested in checking those out, do so right after you finish watching this one. Okay, so you've successfully navigated no contact and you're ready to text your ex. What do you say? Well, let's set up some simple ground rules before we get into the actual chedda here. All right, rule 1. Make sure you send a text to your ex at a reasonable hour. If you text him or her too late at night, they might think you're drunk and you're missing them. If you do it during working hours, they're going to wonder why you're taking a break to message them. So really the very best times to text your ex is usually in the evening, right after dinner time, or right before work hours. And rule 2, your first text message must be short and sweet. Anything that's longer than a few sentences will be perceived as needy and desperate. So short and sweet is definitely the best tactic for now. And the third rule is to make sure that you're not bringing up anything negative. So don't talk about your past relationship and don't talk about anything unconstructive in your life. For now, you're just trying to break the ice and prime them to be more open to hanging out with you in the future. So remember, positivity is key at this point. And rule 4, whatever you do, don't respond right away. If your ex does respond to you quickly, wait at least an hour before you respond back. Again, you want to make it seem that you're busy and that you aren't needy and desperate for their attention. Again, we'll have to try and shatter the image that your ex has of you in the back of their mind. And at this point, they probably still think that you're heartbroken and depressed. So we need to do everything we can to make it seem like this isn't the case at all. And finally, rule 5, remember that the main goal here isn't to make your ex fall back in love with you right away, or to seduce your ex into sleeping with you. Your only goal right now is to build friendly rapport with your ex and set up a platonic hangout. And that really is it for now. Now, do you guys think I'm missing anything here in this list of guidelines? If so, feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. Okay, and now that we've set up some ground rules, let's jump into some texting examples, shall we? Now, text number 1 is what I call my mysterious jealousy text. So you could say something like, hey, you, just trying to think of the name of that movie we watched last Christmas. The one where the guy thinks he's an elf? I want to watch it with a friend tonight. Hope all's well with you. Or you could say something along the lines of, hey, I'm bringing a friend to that dinner place we liked, but I can't remember the name of it. It's the same one we went, on New Year's. It was so good. Thanks in advance. And again, the key here is to really be covert about it. So don't make it too obvious that you're trying to make your ex jealous or you will blow it entirely. What you really want to do with this text is just to get the ball rolling on a conversation. But also, you're kind of imbuing your ex with a little bit of good old jealousy, I would say. And if your ex does respond to this and asks you, what friend? Just say something really cryptic in response to keep up that feeling of mystery. And from here, you can use some of the advice in my X Factor program to get the conversation going and make your ex beg to take you back. And for more on that, just head over to breakupbrad.com and watch the free video guide to learn how you can sign up for my best-selling program. All right, and the second text is something that I like to call the guru text. And it goes something like this. Hey you, totally random, but you were always so amazing at interior design. What's the best table for this area here? I can send you the 2 pieces that I'm thinking about. And then of course after that you can send your ex, a few pictures and links just to get the ball rolling on a conversation. Or you could say something like, hey, this is pretty random, but I decided to take some guitar lessons. I know you're super good at that kind of stuff. Do you know of any good guitar teachers in the area? And this is really a great text message because not only are you texting your ex for a very good reason, but you're also, sort of stroking their ego at the same time. And this, a lot of the time should almost guarantee a response from your ex. And from here, you can segue this conversation into something a little bit more productive. And again, check out breakupbrad.com after watching this video to watch my full step-by-step guide. Third, you could use a text that I've mentioned in a previous YouTube video called the good reminder text. But to change it up a little bit, I've given this a slightly different twist for this particular video. It goes something like, hey, I just met somebody last night who has the exact same graphic tee as you. The cute one with the watermelon. Totally random, but I thought you should know. Or, how about something along the lines of, hey, I just ran into somebody last night that wore the exact same perfume as you. I could totally tell right away it was CK1. Small world. This should just be a good way to get off the no contact and to get the ball rolling on a good conversation. And this text is great, because it serves as an interesting icebreaker, but it also is a little bit of a reminder to your ex about a fun little memory that you two of you shared together. And this psychological trick is going to force your ex to remember the best parts of your relationship. And if you're creative enough about it, it'll also make him or her miss you like crazy. And fourth, the pick your brain text. Now, this is similar to the guru text that I mentioned earlier. And this text plays with your ex's ego a little bit as well and helps you set up a potential coffee date. So you want to say something along the lines of, hey, I'm going to be registering for classes next semester, and I remember you telling me which classes not to take. Any chance we could grab coffee and I could pick your brain on this stuff? Or you could say, hey, I'm starting a new e-commerce website with a friend. We want to sell homemade holiday cards. You were always so great with that internet stuff. Any chance I could buy you a coffee and we could chat for a bit? It'd be great to catch up with you as well. And then after that, you can just sort of take it from there. All right, and next, number 5, the meme text. Now, this is actually one of my personal favorites, and it's maybe one of the easiest texts to pull off and to actually get a response. Now, all you have to do is scour, Reddit, Twitter, or Facebook for a really good meme that reminds you of a memorable moment that you shared with your ex, and then just send that photo to him or her. So you could say something like, does this remind you of anything? And then just send the photo. You can do this with memes, animated GIFs, or funny videos. And this is the perfect segue into a more meaningful conversation, and if you play your cards right, a coffee date in the very near future. Now, all 5 of these text messages have something big in common, and that is that they all have a very good reason attached to why you're texting your ex. Whether you're asking for a favor, sharing a funny story or meme, or reminding them of a special memory from the past, texting your ex for a concrete purpose is extremely important here. Yes, that means that you should not be texting, boring, bland stuff. So don't say things like, hey, or what's up. These are, just extremely lame and boring attempts to start a conversation with your ex. And, honestly, he or she is probably going to simply just wonder why you're bugging them. So please stick to my advice, and I promise that you'll end up setting up a date with your ex in absolutely no time at all. And if you guys want more of my advice, maybe you've heard about my personal coaching program. Well, if you're curious to learn more about coaching with me, just head over to breakupbrad.com/coaching and read how you can sign up today. Again, the URL is breakupbrad.com/coaching. And again, guys, if you want to learn more about my full comprehensive guide on how to make your ex obsess over you again, just head over to breakupbrad.com. All right, thanks YouTube. Breakup Brad signing here off for this one, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.